ebusiafo me mama kwaba edeba Ghana to studio ensem a ekoso ewo oman Ghana aha ena wonsa ebeka ne nyina ebusiafo nti eboyura ensem no mudia ene na ekopiem ewo Chief Justice na kache ebusiafo awewo sembi akoso ewo na kache anasem na si eho na ebusiafo nsem no a ekoso ene se yayen Chief Justice no aye bibi na ade a waye no ama eye aloyafo bi anase other justice so aye judge for akasa afa won said their Chief Justice aye no enye no kwan mu ano no na ebusiafo yebo era nsem no mu a yesi Chief Justice I make move bi na wakako e constitute some panel bi without any just explanation and answer, without any justification as to why they were constituting 5-member Supreme Court panel in terms of for and some yebeti and I say more details no me the say private legal practitioner Francisca Sewa Boating Esquire has expressed his approval of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu's decision to reconstitute a 5-member Supreme Court panel without providing any justification or explanation for the move. Mrs. Boating denounced the Chief Justice's action as unlawful and a threat to the principles of constitutional democracy, expressing grave concern over the alarming concentration of power in the Chief Justice's hand, which he deemed detrimental to the integrity of the judiciary. According to Mrs. Boating, ono kasafa a 5-member Supreme Court panel la Chief Justice are constituting. According to ono Chief Justice move o make any nano any emra so na say any emremu wanfa any explanation me about to why all constitutes have 5-member Supreme Court panel na face consultation na wose oyeno wan yes consultation na ono ankasa de ne pe aiden I make it a move na say reconstituting 5-member panel no. According to Mrs. Boating or say sa adewe ha dwe pa isa say kwakoye say to me nyina ewo Chief Justice nsem e ba no so a ebe ha adwe pa it was fam. Or say that withdrawal was against the express constitutional position in Article 157 Clause 3. The Chief Justice also has no power to shove off the presiding justice and install herself as president of the panel when she took no part in the proceedings leading up to the judgment. Such an attitude is beyond impunity. It is unconstitutional. It is unlawful. It is an affront to constitutional democracy. It's unconstitutional, it's unlawful, it's an affront to constitutional democracy. And the move taken by the Chief Justice no enye to Mrs. Francisca Sewa Boating and furthermore, Mrs. Boating contended that the Chief Justice's assertion that the case was premature for hearing is baseless and unsustainable, and she vehemently disputed the legitimacy of this reasoning. And to one fancy wa Osaka se case be omudi Chief Justice so and then no one by so na initial oyenisa. As such, she clarified that in criminal appeals, the filing of statements of case marked the culmination of legal arguments, leaving only the delivery of the judgment as the final step in the process. Therefore, the reconstitution of the panel was against the express constitutional provisions. Mrs. Boating also expressed disappointment and concern over the Ghana Bar Association's conspicuous silence and inactions on the matter, urging the organization to take a stance and address the issue with the gravity it deserves. According to Mrs. Sewa Boating was saying, Ghana Bar Association almost omayedi will move a Chief Justice no ayeno. Anyone was say Oman Babonte Amba Bekashana say Oman fan in 7 number to Oman say Chief Justice no move or make no unconstitutional and omayedi ono so se also Ghana Bar Association for ne ho omo ye ne wan ye pa. Moreover, Mrs. Boateng rebutted the Attorney General's defense of the Chief Justice, pointing out that his argument is legally unsound and flawed, and the Oblasti Chief Justice of Oblasti Ghana Bar Association, so Blasti Yanya Attorney General. She also raised concerns about the priority of his dual role as both the Chief Justice's advocate and an interested party in the appeal, which she deemed as clear conflict of interest. Accordingly, Mrs. Boateng advocated for the independence of the judiciary as an institution, rather than merely individual charges, cautioning that unchecked concentration of power in the Chief Justice's hand could lead to judicial chaos and undermine the integrity of the entire judicial system. And so, for me, and I can say, in the judiciary, independent way body any no interferences na ye ka kan but nya Chief Justice he has too many na ekuta no entiamano opese oye nya ope e judiciary ne ba ne sa ebe ha adwin yi papa. Meanwhile, civil society organization and legal experts including Lensod Asepa and Professor Kweku Asare of the CDD Ghana have voiced their opposition to the move, joining a chorus of dissent. They argue that the Chief Justice's action violates constitutional provisions and undermine judicial independence. In terms of no however, the Attorney General came to the Chief Justice's defense, accusing some media outlets of colluding to distort the court's effort to prosecuting the former CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board and alleged that they were attempting to undermine the judicial process. Furthermore, the Attorney General observed that the majority of publications regarding the case in questions are, in fact, orchestrated by the accused individuals themselves, exceeding the bounds of acceptable free speech. These publications, he noted, are deliberately designed to obstruct the justice system or prejudice the impartial hearing of the case, thereby constituting a gross abuse of the freedom of expression. This is also from Attorney General Ono Ena Eko. So nonetheless, the public remains focused on adducing cogent evidence in substantiation of the charges against all the accused persons in the case mentioned above and will not be overwhelmed in that process. For way and sema so Chief Justice NIM Aston Papa over her move na for obia edenedie by then na owo eka and for comment no eba comment section na menje boy en kinkan e for fefefe aha e Ghana Chiefs so wonderful snow sisi ade makamo.